I see that Meech Home concert got the streets talking. The biggest Meech Home, the streets back. That's what I'm talking about. That's how real niggas come home and get it down.
Yes, Charleston White is correct. I'm a rapper, not a dealer. Be sure to catch my new show, 50 Cent, 50 Ways to Catch a Killer.
50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I buy your masters. You ready? I will buy your masters.
50 Cent just went all in on Big Meech, clowning him hard after news broke that Rick Ross allegedly finessed him out of a massive $120 million deal. Ross was out here running his mouth, hyping up blockbuster movies, empire-level projects, and promising Meech the big comeback. But when it came down to action, crickets. Meech walked away with nothing, and now 50 has turned his name into a running gag for the whole world to watch. The mess is so bad, fans are already saying the only way out is for Meech to throw hands with 50 directly. Imagine that fight. But here's the backstory. After leaving the streets, Meech thought he was finally stepping into legit money moves. That's when Ross slid in with flashy talk. Big film deals, $120 million on the table, the works.
So look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino. There's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big, I can feel it.
On paper, it looked like Meech was about to cash in on his legendary name. But the truth? Ross never delivered a single promise. Instead, he flipped the script, using Meech's name like a prop just to flex on his archenemy, 50 Cent. While Ross was out here selling movie dreams and chasing clout, 50 actually did the work. He bankrolled the entire BMF series, even paid for Lil Meech's acting classes, and gave him a platform to shine. Ross? Just empty hype and free promo at Meech's expense. The contrast couldn't be sharper. One man building, the other bluffing. And it's not just 50 saying this. Even folks in his circle back it up. Word is Big Meech is now frustrated, broke, and finally realizing Ross linked up with him just to stir 50. That's the real humiliation. Meech thought he was leveling up, but ended up looking like a pawn in somebody else's feud. And it didn't stop there, because things really exploded when Meech's own son was spotted cozying up to Ross in the club. Think about this. Days after leaked texts surfaced of Lil Meech allegedly saying F Ross Ross, he suddenly pops up partying side by side with him. Like what? The footage went viral instantly. Lil Meech and Ross shoulder to shoulder, whispering, posing, flashing smiles under the red lights while cameras swarmed. Fans were stunned. Was this loyalty, betrayal, or staged for clout? And of course, 50 didn't let it slide. He hopped online and cracked one of his signature jokes, saying Ross told Lil Meech to drop his dad's address so he could send some Wingstop. That's 50, taking your messy family drama and turning it into a global punchline. Brutal. But that wings jab wasn't just comedy, it was a statement. 50 was basically saying Ross isn't feeding Meech real opportunities, just throwing scraps. And it got even harsher. Out of nowhere, 50 dropped, then deleted, a post claiming he had to send Lil Meech to rehab himself. He said Meech was showing up to set wasted, even puking during weapons training, and later they found whippets in his truck. 50 even admitted he had to Google what whippets were. He framed himself as the responsible big brother, keeping Meech on track while his father cheered from the sidelines. And the proof stacked up. Remember, Lil Meech even got arrested at the airport. How many warning signs do you need?
Okay, you understand that? Can I call my mom or somebody? We'll do that after. Okay. All right, just turn around for me, be cooperative. Everything just video and audio surveillance. Plus, I'm on body cam. You understand that? Yeah, okay.
Once 50 aired that out, people started asking, did he actually save Lil Meech's career from crashing before it even took off? And if that's true, why is Meech now cozying up with Ross of all people? That's when the drama turned up even higher. Michael Rainey Jr., yep, Tariq from Power, jumped into the conversation and didn't sugarcoat a thing. On Live, a fan asked if he felt bad for Lil Meech, and instead of dodging, Rainey went full savage, dropping his unfiltered take right there in front of everybody.
Do I feel bad for Lil Meech? I don't feel bad for no grown man on this planet. Like, I'm a grown man. Why the f*** I gotta feel bad for another grown man? Like, you a grown man too. What you asking for my sympathy for? You be alright.
That clip went viral in seconds. And guess who couldn't resist reposting it with a laugh? Yep, 50 Cent. He splashed it right back on his page, echoing Michael's words in the caption, making it clear he was standing 10 toes behind his power star. It was 50 doubling down on the Meech is weak narrative, and the timing couldn't have been worse. It had Lil Meech looking like he was losing respect inside 50's whole circle. But the truth is, this tension wasn't new. It had been simmering since Big Meech's flop of a Welcome Home concert. When he first got out, people expected fireworks, a legendary night stacked with rap's heavy hitters. But instead of locking in with 50, the man who turned his story into a TV empire, Meech leaned on Rick Ross to push it.
February 13th, the Big Meech Home benefit concert. It's going to be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Boss Man D-Lo, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Ricky Rose. Now, this the first time it's ever been done. Me performing BMF with the icon himself. This shit gonna be special. Epic. Get your tickets right now. I'm back.
That move backfired big time. The concert never even happened. For 50, that was the breaking point. He accused Meech of cutting deals with the feds and blasted him nonstop online. Suddenly, the same fans who once crowned Meech a street icon were questioning everything about his name. Linking with Ross only fueled the fire, making it look like Meech traded loyalty for clout. 50 hammered that narrative so heavy on social media, people started treating it like fact. What should have been Meech's legendary comeback ended up being the moment people stopped riding for him. That's when Meech finally snapped back. He posted an old photo of him and 50, but this time slapped a giant rat emoji over 50's face. No guessing there, he was flat out calling him a snitch. And Meech didn't stop. He doubled down, labeling 50 an internet gangster, basically saying all he does is troll from behind a phone.
I wasn't going to address this, because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me.
And of course, Ross had to jump in too. He piled on, mocking 50 for being bitter about their link-up. Fans saw it as a tag team play, Ross co-signing Meech just to poke the bear even harder. Instead of keeping quiet, Ross made sure everyone knew he was standing next to Meech, laughing at 50's anger.
You took a picture with Rick Ross? Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
Here's the wild twist. Fans couldn't ignore the irony. 50 was the one actually giving Lil Meech opportunities, putting real money behind him, while Ross only brought flashy photo ops. Yet, Meech looked way more eager to side with Ross. That confusion lit the fuse for the next rumor, Meech actually wanting to fight 50 for real. After the rat post and Ross's trolling, the internet exploded with talk of a boxing match, 50 Cent versus Big Meech. Some hyped it up as the ultimate showdown. Others thought it was sad. Meech reduced to celebrity boxing just to stay relevant. But what really sent the rumor spinning was Meech himself. When asked if he'd swing back, he hinted he'd lace up gloves if it came to it. Even half joking, the internet grabbed it and ran. Once blogs caught the boxing chatter, it spread like wildfire. Then came the real bombshell. Whack 100 stepped in with a theory that shook everything. He claimed Meech's own confidant, Tammy Cowan, once told 50 that Meech was working with the feds and tied to other street cases. If true, that made the fight rumors the least of his problems. Whack was hinting Meech wasn't as loyal to the streets as people believed. That's exactly where 50's snitch narrative comes from. And Whack didn't stop there. He suggested Tammy had her own reasons. Some say she felt abandoned after he got locked up. Others claim she was tired of him trying to snatch back the life rights he'd already signed over to 50 for the BMF series. That puts Meech in a tight spot, because if Whack's story holds weight, it means someone closest to him may have been secretly feeding 50 the ammo this whole time. Whether Whack was telling the truth or just stirring the pot, it gave 50 even more fuel, and fans went right back to clowning Meech. One of the craziest moments? Meech stepping out in Kanye West's graduation jacket. At first, it just looked like a flex, but people instantly caught the hidden meaning. That's the same album that crushed 50 in their legendary 2007 sales battle. Some laughed it off as coincidence, others swore Meech did it on purpose, leaning into 50's old L's just to poke at him. But what stood out most was what didn't happen. Normally, 50 is the first to roast a fit, screenshot a goofy pose, or clown a look. But this time, silence. And that silence had fans convinced he was holding back, saving his best shot for later. Because with 50, skipping the quick roast usually means he's loading something heavier. At this point, it's obvious this feud isn't just trolling anymore. 50 is locked in on Meech like it's personal. Most beefs fade, but with Meech, every move gets a reaction. Some say it's betrayal. 50 put Lil Meech on, only to watch him cozy up to Ross. Others say it's about power. 50 doesn't just want to win, he wants to crush anyone who crosses him. For him, letting Meech slide would look weak, and weakness, that's not in his playbook. If this ever leaves Instagram and steps into the ring, it won't just be entertainment, it'll be the final chapter in a feud that's already gone way too far. One man fighting to protect a legacy, the other tearing it down for laughs. And the way it's going, it feels less like rumor and more like the next move waiting to happen. So drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.